Yeah, a couple of really strong visits from Kirsty
82.
Hutchinson. 1-2-1, 1-3-7, leaving at this opportunity at 82.
Bullseye.
57. Natalie
Well,
requires
the line was
48.
okay, but just a little bit too high from Kirsty. So Natalie back for 48 to level this. Oh, sorry, to go 2-0 up in this game. 88.
Game shot on the
Squeezed in
second
the corner.
leg. Natalie
2-0
Gilbert.
to Natalie Gilbert.
Natalie requires 16.
Well, that should be that. 88 for the match.
No
But
score.
it's low into the double 16. Natalie
Kirsty
Gilbert's done a Paul
required
Hogan.
Just needs to bring it down
5.
a bit, but did it too much.
Natalie requires 16.
More frustration for Hutchinson.
And you can understand why. She carved open the opportunity. Couldn't
No
take it,
score.
but Gilbert's done it again.
Kirsty requires 5.
Second time she's wanted double 8 and then drifted low into the double 16. She ponders and she's hopeful that Hutchinson does not find double 2.
Just squeezes the one in, and it's now up for double 1.
3. Natalie requires 16.
You get the sense that this visit is all about the first dart for Natalie Gilbert.
Game shot.
And with the second
match,
dart, Gilbert
Natalie
gets the
Gilbert.
win. A 3-1 success against Kirsty Hutchinson. These two good friends on the circuit. And
Paige
this will
requires
prick the ears
16.
up of everybody in the practice room if Pauline can pull this off.
Game shot on the second
2-0
leg.
it is.
Paige
She's got the
Pauling.
break and now has the darts to win the match. In fact, she's going to have 2 opportunities on throw to win this contest, although she won't want the second one
leg,
because
it's
that would be
Paige
in a
the
last
very
leg
first.
decider.
Vakaidan now seeking out the treble, and she found one, but not the one she wanted.
And so it's opened up the door now for Paige Pauling to win this game. Kirsty Vakaidan has not lost a game yet in this group. She could be on the cusp of losing this one by a 3-0 scoreline.
Paige requires 56.
Pauling's going to get 2 darts, provided she stays straight with dart 1 to win it. That's exactly what she does. Double top,
Game
only needs the
shot
1.
And the match.
And
Paige
the
Pauling.
player at the bottom of the table has beaten the player at the top of it by 3 legs to 0. Paige Pauling inflicts her first defeat of the week to Kirsty Vakaidan. And it now opens this group up for interpretation.
Trina, you require
For
32.
double 16.
So double 16 for Gulliver. Ah, double-double, not for the first time this week, Trina.
Game shot on the first leg.
Does like a
Trina
double-double
Gulliver.
this week, isn't she?
She spent too much time sat in this seat. She's going for everything.
Second leg, it's Gemma to throw first. Game on.
One thing that you'd like to find for the rest of the week, I think most of them would say consistency, because the spells have been there. It's just harbouring it out more often than they would like. But that 180 there for Gemma Hayter, that could be a game changer.
Yeah, second max, and wow, what a time to get it. Trina desperately seeking out a treble and
60.
can't find one.
Gemma, you require 59.
Timing is everything in this sport. And
Good
Gemma
shot
Hayter's
and
timed
match.
that run to
Gemma
perfection.
Hayter.
Saving her very best for the very last. She gets over the line against the Golden Girl in a last leg decider. Trina did make her work for it, but Gemma Hayter's on the board. The gap between her and Kirsty Vakaidan now is just 2 points. And this is how she did it.
Kirsty, you require 48.
Well, this would be to double a lead.
Game shot on the
And
second
that
leg.
was
Kirsty
cleanly
Hutchinson.
taken.
All I ask, Laura, is you don't do a Glen Durrant.
That's well within her remit. But a flyer, not completely disastrous, but that one is. And Hutchinson, more chances here.
Should get 2 to
84.
win this match, and to
Kirsty
win this match by a
requires
3-0
60.
scoreline, it's Disastrous start to Tuesday thus far for Kirsty Vakaidan. Lost her first match 3-0 to Paige Pauling. And has lost this game 3-0 to Kirsty Hutchinson, who finds herself on the board. Much more like it. And in particular, the doubling, much more like it from her. She's on the board, another decent display. But for Kirsty Vakaidan, the alarm bells will begin to ring. Gilbert has an opportunity to level up here and to get the break back. How many times have we said that so far this week? Well, that was in. You could see the puncher mark.
37.
That could be a real sickener for Natalie.
Yeah,
Gemma,
desperately unlucky. It clipped the wire as it went to the board.
Game shot on the
Gemma
second
Hayter
leg.
taking
Gemma
full
Hayter.
advantage of that misfortune of Natalie Gilbert. Well, these were the type of shots that Natalie Gilbert was finding with regularity yesterday. Double 12 for a double-double finish.
104.
Not able to
Gemma,
find
you
it.
require 40.
So tots for Hayter to win this game 3-0. And to put in the performance of the week.
Gemma Hayter.
A 3-0 victory for Gemma Hayter, an average of 88.5, and she's now level on points at Kirsty Vakaidan, and them two will go head-to-head in the third round of fixtures. These two certainly enjoying each other's company this week, sharing a joke at the end of that one. Hayter 3-0 winner, really good numbers from the Gosport ace.
Trina, you require 161.
This is a great leg from Trina Gulliver. And the ball is on. She doesn't have to go for it. There is a hesitation, but she's contemplating it.
Go on, Trina, go for it.
121. Trina, you require
Double 10
20.
to round it off. And to get on the board for the day. Well, that was a really handy performance from Trina Gulliver. A 3-0 victory over Paige Pauling. The scoring at times was dreamlike for the Golden Girl. We had that little bit of fun, didn't we, with the bullseye in the opening leg, and I think that might be part of the conversation that she's having now with Jack Garwood. A 3-0 win for Trina Gulliver. Brilliant scoring. Gemma Hayter's been able to attain best performance of the week last time out. 88.4 on average, 3 from 6
85.
on her doubling against Natalie Gilbert. And there was also signs in that game against Trina Gulliver that her game is in tip-top form. She's in fine fettle today, is Gemma Hayter.
She is indeed, but is it
140.
a solid start from Kirsty Vakaidan. This was the game for me yesterday that kind of changed the fortunes for Gemma Hayter, because she was threatening to put in
45.
the performance of the week after a couple of legs, 2-0 up, a 156 checkout, averaging around 107 and looking absolutely like she was untouchable on the oche. And Kirsty Vakaidan rallied, found a way to come
100.
back. These two are the two sat at the top of the table. Yes, it's been a disappointing start for Vakaidan, but I do think sometimes when you know that you're playing that
85.
your closest rival, potentially the other player that you'd recognise to be the top performer in the group, it can bring out the best in you.
Well, for Kirsty, it's been a case of regrouping following that
125.
second 3-0 defeat of the day to Kirsty Hutchinson, but to a stronger start in this opening leg, and she's going to get 6 from
55.
136 to get the break of flow she needs one at some point in this contest. If you're going to get it, why not get it right at the very beginning of play? And that is sat perfectly for another to join. Does so. 88. Would have been some start and some statement made from the Finn.
And you'd feel from this position, Kirsty Vakaidan has the opportunity and will find the break of throw, but
Kirsty requires 16.
her earlier matches, she did have chances at the outer ring and hadn't been able to convert any of them. Is this the changing point for her?
Game shot on the first
It
leg.
is indeed, and done in some style. 13 dart break of throw to open up proceedings here for Kirsty Vakaidan.
Kirsty require
Well, I think the
84.
progress that she made at the UK Open and the headline she caught, pushing the world #1 for quite some time, I think that's given her that extra bit of confidence to know, yeah, she can compete with the very best.
Game shot on the
That
third leg.
It's a brilliant
Kirsty
finish
Vakaidan.
for Kirsty Vakaidan.
2 and up, breaker throw to boot, and now with the darts
Fourth leg, it's Kirsty to
to
throw
win
first.
this game and to re-establish the lead at the top of the table. Opportunity
Kirsty
passed
require
by. And that might be a
134.
case in more ways than one as Vakaidan looks at 1-3-4 to win this contest. And some way it would be to win the contest. Couldn't find treble 14 with dart 2, and so Gemma Hayter
94.
is needing snookers in
Gemma,
this
you
game, and she's
require
looking at 147.
147.
She found the highest finish of the week so far, the 156 against Kirsty Vakaidan. Will she add the 147?
111.
Great
Kirsty
effort, but
require
yeah, indicating
40.
just a bit away from the target intended.
She's had a dart to win it. Now Vakaidan has an opportunity to win this game. And she's not going to pass her chance by. And Kirsty Vakaidan returns to the summit of this group. 2 points clear at the top of Group A. Gemma Hayter had a chance to win the match off the back of the 147 finish, but she's explaining there how she felt that double 18. Well, that went a bit wide of the mark. So that the tail of the tape. Vakaidan with her first average in excess of 80 this week. Coming up after the break, Kirsty Hutchinson takes on Paige Pauling. And it means that
41.
the next game we see the
Paige
winner between
require
Gilbert and
51.
Gulliver really strike a march in that race for a Group B position. Double top. Only needs the one this time. And Paige Pauling picks up her second win of the day, and it means that 4 players are tied on 6 points below the top 2. So coming up next, it is Trina Gulliver against Natalie Gilbert to take us all the way to a deciding leg. Dart 2 is in, as is dart 3.
140.
Double 8 left.
$58. Trina requires 16.
Gulliver with the chance for the break to make it 2-all. To force a deciding leg between the pair, and it is going to be a decider between Gulliver and Gilbert to see who will be on 8 points after this match.
Trina require 95.
And Gulliver there now afforded the luxury of time. 76 remaining. Well, it's double 8 for a 3-2 win.
87.
Just the wrong side of the wire.
Gilbert can only hit and hope that there's a rules reversal of
60.
the opening leg of
Trina
this match.
require
Gulliver
8.
looking at double 4 to complete a 3-2 win. Gulliver's in play. Make no mistake about that. A win against Natalie Gilbert puts her onto 8 points, puts her a couple clear of those behind her, but also sees her look upwards in the table with Kirsty Vakaidan to come.
Gemma, you require 120.
8 to 120. Good guide, utilises it, double top. There might be a fair bit in the way of this,
Game shot on the
but
second
no
leg.
mistake for Gemma Hayter. The 120 goes. That's a haymaker from Hayter. And we're back level at 1 apiece.
Third leg, it's Kirsty to throw first. Game
And
on.
she's wondering where that's been. And
Kirsty
so
requires
Hutchinson
76.
back here for 76 to move 2-1 up and to put another blot on the sheet against Hayter.
Tops once again,
Game
and
shot
this
on the
time
third
Tops
leg.
is
Kirsty
found.
Hutchinson.
76 finish for Kirsty Hutchinson. Puts her within 1 of a win.
Well, they're chasing each other all the way to the line, aren't they, these two? Hayter first opportunity to win the match. She's not going to get a dart and a double. Is Hutchinson going to get
53.
one? Is she
Kirsty requires
unable
96.
to take out this 96? Hayter is back for a 3-2 win. Back for Tops to get the job done. It's double 18. 2 in hand for Kirsty Hutchinson. For what will be another combination finish. Doesn't go.
78.
Haters back.
Gemma, you require 40.
2 match starts come and gone for Kirsty Hutchinson. Gemma Hayter with a chance to top the
Game shot
table
and
once
match.
again. It is
Gemma
a win
Hayter.
for Gemma Hayter. It was a hard-fought victory and smiles at the end from both. Disappointment for Kirsty Hutchinson. She had chances, didn't get across the line in the end, but it is Gemma Hayter who now jumps up with Kirsty Vakaidan on 12 points. These are the match stats, but it's all about getting those 2 points. Well, coming up next, Kirsty Vakaidan takes on Trina Guliver.
45. Kirsty require 120.
Inviting just to slip one over the top, which she does. So tops for the 120.
Game
Tops
shot
is
on the
found.
second leg.
It is
Kirsty
2-0
Vakaidan.
to Kirsty Vakaidan.
One of the best performances we've seen from anybody this week. Average of 87 so far for Kirsty Vakaidan. The 120 kind of took the game away from Trina Guliv in the end as Vakaidan looks at tops
Game shot
and gets
and
the
match.
tops and
Kirsty
finishes off
Vakaidan.
with a 14 darter to get the better of Trina Guliver by 3 legs to nil and to put herself clear at the top of the table again. She's back to 2 points in front.
93 left. Treble 19 was the intended target. More chances here for
40.
Paige Pauling.
Paige require 12.
So 2 sixes to complete a 3-2 victory.
Game shot
2
and
sixes
match.
is found
Paige
to
Pauling.
complete a 3-2 victory for Paige Pauling. That's 3 wins out of 4 now for Paige Pauling on this Tuesday. A much improved display in comparison to what we saw on Monday, and she mops her brow in relief. A 3-2 win.
Trina, you require 20.
Yeah, having to find another angle.
Game shot on the first leg. Trina Guliver.
Great third dart from Trina. Didn't even need to use the other 2 to buffer off of. Straight in the double 10.
82.
We'll be hoping there's a next time.
Kirsty require
These are self-handly points on
161.
52 if Hutchinson can't convert the 161. Well, this would be some way to save it. But dart 2 goes a begging, so Gulliver back for 52 to wrap it up.
97. Trina, you require 52.
Tops for a 3-0
It's
victory, and it
under
is a
match. Trina
3-0
Guliver.
victory for Trina Guliver over Kirsty Hutchinson. That win sees Trina Guliver finish day 2 on 10 points. And there you see the stats. I mean,
No
that is a
score.
smile from Gemma, but
Paige require 72.
not one that she's meaning it's just the frustration, the shake of the head. Because
Game shot on the fourth
Paige
leg.
Pauling
Paige Pauling.
punishes 72 checkout, but Gemma Hayter in terms
Fifth
of the
and
finishing
final
2
leg.
from
It's Gemma
17,
to
and
throw
most of them have
first.
come
Game
at
on.
match-winning times.
Gemma, you require 144.
Best form of defence is attack. Hayter looking at 144 to win it. Couldn't find the second treble. Perhaps would have been ironic after
104.
everything that happened in the previous
Paige
leg.
require 122.
Not completely disastrous. Treble 20 would have left the bullseye for Paige Pauling.
50. Gemma, you require 40.
And so Gemma Hayter looks at Tots to eventually win this game. She has made hard work of this.
Game
But
shot and
eventually she
match.
picks the
Gemma
points
Hayter.
up, and I'm sure there's going to be a real sigh of relief on the face of Gemma Hayter after that. She raced into a big lead. Pauling brought it back to 2-2, but Hayter wins in a decider. Gilbert Vakaidan's next.
81.
Especially when she
Natalie
was under
require
any
94.
kind of pressure. Even if the first start was going awry, she would manage to adjust really well. That leaves 76. But the 94 not going to rescue her this time.
22.
And so
Kirsty
Vakaidan
require 57.
to finish top of the pile. To move 2 clear going into the last day. It's 2 darts, a double top.
Game shot.
Kirsty
and the match.
Vakaidan
Kirsty
will go
Vakaidan.
into Wednesday, top of Group A at Women's Week 4. She gets the better of Natalie Gilbert by 3 legs to 1. She has a 2-point lead going into tomorrow's play. It's a busy week here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. We have the Champion of Champions on Sunday. And if you want to be here, well, take a look at this. Well, it's been another busy day here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth, and this is how day 2 of Women's Week 4 came to a culmination. We saw Kirsty Vakaidan ensure that she has a 2-point lead at the top of the table, getting the better of Natalie Gilbert by 3 legs to 1 in the final game of the session. Gemma Hayter is the player keeping closest company behind her in the table. We can have a look at that now for you. Kirsty Vakaidan with a 2-point lead from Gemma Hayter in second position. Trina Gulliver's in charge of the race for spots in Group B. Could mean a commentator's derby on Thursday and Friday night. Paige Pauling, Natalie Gilbert and Kirsty Hutchinson occupy the bottom 3 spots in the group, although they'll be looking upwards potentially for a Group B position come Thursday night.